insane. You keep it so loud that we speaking your refrain. Adam Story's got a point if you let him explain. It's the pun of all puns, get a pun with Papa Wayne. Rum tapping the vein, 9 minutes bringing pain. MHOG secreting, leaving a stain. You ain't as dope as us, bitch. Stay in your lane.
Let's just roll with it. That's what we do.
You contact 30. 3, 2, 1. And welcome back to the MHOG podcast when it's just me and Huckleberry in this thing. How you doing? I'm Kyle Smith.
I'm Huckleberry now?
Yeah, Huckleberry.
Right. Oh, Huckleberry.
Huckleberry.
I thought you said Huckleberry.
No, not Huckleberry.
I was like, I mean, I'm country, but like, I'm not that country.
I'll be your Huckleberry. No, Huckleberry.
Oh, yeah, no, I loved it. You saw that with Tim Kennedy? Where you call that dude out?
Yeah, no.
We talked about this on the show. Well, you weren't on, but the MMA fighter Tim Kennedy had he was talking to this dude on Gawker, like the one of the Gawker websites.
Uh-huh.
The guy was like basically talking shit to people, like about politics, like why don't one of you pussies like meet me in the ring, you know, and I'll, you know, like MMA style.
Oh yeah, I did.
And so
about this.
Tim Kennedy, who I don't know if he still fights or what, but he was an MMA fighter. He was like, "I'll be your Huckleberry."
Yeah. Oh,
the
smooth.
dude did not respond
At all, nigga.
No, because he went from talking like he was like, "Yeah, I took 3 karate classes. I whipped your ass." And he was like, "Oh no, a real fighter."
I'm sorry.
Oh, that's the thing you can't assume about people. Like, I don't give a fuck with your politics. So I don't assume that the other side is dumb. Don't assume that they can't fight. Don't assume shit because, like, you put yourself in a bad situation. Unless you can back it up. If you can back it up, you can talk all the shit you want. Mm-hmm. But if you just a little pussy on the internet, like, come fight me.
Well, that's good. That fits into shit shows then. I like that. I like how you just said all that because apparently, well, you know, as comics out here, you know, shit happens sometimes, and lately, let's just get into things. Lately, I've been having a great time doing comedies. My stand-up's been fucking getting phenomenal. I've been enjoying how things have been going, and I've been liking the new jokes that's just been coming, and you know, I haven't really had a bad set. Just like, oh, that was terrible, you know, until like
your sets tend to be like even if like people aren't like killing over people, like, oh, that's you know, like nobody goes like this motherfucker.
Right.
Like get off. No, I can't see nobody telling you get off the stage.
Yeah. Right. So, you know, last night when it came, I was at Sweet Lorraine's since the B-Dub show. It was fucking amazing bar. B-Dub did his thing. He does, you know, it was a nice show, but just the environment there,
when
it was
just...
He
could do his thing. He got paid?
Well, yeah. B-Dub like to get paid, but you know. But it fucking, the show, it went well. It was just the environment there. It was like an older crowd, and they, you know, some of the shit they weren't really.
Was this the first time he did? Because I know he does his stuff in different places. Mm-hmm. Was this the first time he did Sweet Lorraine?
I don't know if this is no, it's not the first time. I don't think this is the first time. But this night, it was a little hectic. Kevin Little went up first, and he had this joke about neighbors. He had this bit about saying niggas instead of saying nigga, he say neighbors, and you know, it got to the point to where at the end of it, it almost sounded like he said nigga, but he didn't. So it just kind of made the crowd like you know, because he's a big white boy. So it's like, what the fuck? But he was the first person up, and as I was speaking to Shep. All right, we're gonna do a whole lot of name dropping, but that doesn't even matter. These are fucking comics that motherfuckers are gonna learn who they are anyway. But she was like, "Man, it seems like you had a shit show." And I was like, "Well, I wouldn't call it a shit show per se because like the dynamics of the show were well. You know, people stayed. It was just, you know, what happened during my interactions when I was with the crowd because like Corey and Ina. They were basically headlining, so you know they finished out the show and went boom, phenomenal. You know, it was just during my set. You know, I had a heckler, and like this is right. You know, everything's going well, and like I record all my shit, so I got like 19 minutes of just this mayhem. You know, and it started. I had a 15-minute set, and it started in the first 4 minutes. And boom, just out of nowhere, it's like, oh, won't you tell a joke? And it's like, oh shit, like it's a bit much.
Yeah,
like,
it got a little real.
Like, yeah, it's like, wait, what are you doing? Like, I'm having a good time. These people are interested.
Now, what kind of heckler was it? Was it the I'm drunk, so I'm gonna fuck around, or was it the I genuinely think I'm helping you, or was it just like a dick?
Basically a dick. It sounded like, because at the end of the show, that person actually came up to me that started the whole situation. She was like, "Oh, hey."
Oh, this was a chick?
Yeah, it was this older lady. She had to be like in her older 40s. It was old. Yeah.
Usually when you like, I hate to be stereotypical, but usually when you picture a heckler, you think, I mean, I guess it depends on like if it's an all black audience or not.
Yes.
But usually you think of like a frat boy, kind of like the alpha male guy that he's out with.
Now, when you hear the word Sweet Lorraine, you understand what type of people, what type of older niggas gonna be in this motherfucker. Right. So you understand, it's like, oh, okay, so you're gonna get that.
I don't know, Sweet Lorraine's could be a country bar.
No, really? Well, not New Orleans.
Yeah, I got you.
Right there, right. Okay.
I've never been there. I don't know.
It's a nice motherfucking place. It is nice. Like, no knocks to Sweet Lorraine.
You said I was like, oh, nice.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what he was going
It's nice. It's nice in that motherfucker. But the area is like, you try to gentrify it all you want, they still niggas, you know? Mm-hmm. So, like, I'm in there, and I guess I don't really care what they was there for, because she told me, she was like, oh, it was my first time here, you know, I'm just trying to have a little fun, you know, whatever. I'm like, cool, but you know, you interrupted the show. And so I snapped back at that person. And when I snapped back at that person, like, they shut up. And I was like, okay, cool, I could go back to what I was doing. And then, like, somebody else got in. And I'm like, oh, you want to help out because I shut this person up. And now it kept going. And now me being like the comic that I am, I could have just let it go, because I seen it was happening throughout the whole show that night. And like, motherfuckers was just rolling off. It was like, fuck it. But
that's the kind of show though that where at some point you got to realize this isn't gonna work, so I might as well have fun. Right.
And see, that was, motherfuckers came up to me at the end and was like, man, that was awesome. So were they plants? I was like, plants? Nigga, I don't know them at all. That wasn't scripted. Are you serious? They was like, man, that was amazing, dude. And I mean, because I held mine still, you know, being.
But it's not a position you want to be in.
Yeah, I didn't want to have to do that. I didn't want to have to get to that point.
Comedy's at its best, at least for most comics. Depends on, I guess, what your act is. Like Lewis Black's probably a different situation, or you know, would have your political comedians. But like in general, you want you to have fun, and you want the audience to have fun.
Right. I wanted to take them on that journey.
I mean, because it ain't like you're making hundreds of thousands of dollars right now. Like, if you ain't up on stage having fun, there's no point. And, like, who wants to... Most people don't want to fight with somebody. Right. Especially on stage.
Right. And then what really hit me was... I was talking about, I'm an electrician. I said shit like that because after first 4 minutes, it was done. Like I did like 2.5 jokes, and I was like, all right, boom. Since it's gonna be this, bang, let's get it. You know. And so, like from then on, I started, you know, going into little bits just so I can kind of maintain and still keep with the crowd and still, you know, slip jabs and punches as I'm trying to think, because it's going to ride, but I still see these people recording and they're enjoying what's going on. So I'm like, all right, let me keep it up. And then motherfuckers like, kill yourself. I'm like, what? I'm like, for real? Like out of every like me and this banter that I'm having between the interaction between these people, like it's clear. You can hear all of it. You can hear all of it going on, and they're just like, people are just like, oh shit. And I'm trying to, you know, and I fucking see B-Dub back there, and I'm still doing what I'm doing, and fucking I see Corey in the corner, and Corey's fucking laughing. I'm like, you know, I pointed out, and I'm like, yeah, I'm doing my thing, right? And then from then on, I was like, I guess I got too cocky, and then like it started to get me. And like I was like, bitch, I get this is a show that I am getting paid for, nigga. This ain't no open mic. You fuck my whole setup. Like I had something planned.
Right.
I had something strategically ready for this crowd that you done fucked up, got me off my track. Now I'm all fucked up in the head. So when I get off stage, I'm like, fuck this, I'm gonna deal with your ass in a second. And I just pointed out I pointed the corner out, and I was like, and so there was 3 of them out there, and they weren't really ready for that shit at all. And so as I was like, all right, whatever, and I walked past
because whether you're wearing a clown makeup or not, you're not
right.
a clown.
You don't right. That's what Shep was saying. Shep was like, you don't understand. I am in the military. You don't know what part of PTSD I am on. I come here to tell you jokes, and I worked the whole 40 this week. I told these motherfuckers, I was like, bitch, I worked the 40 this week. Are you serious? A whole 40 hours, and I came here to go ahead and fucking tell you motherfuckers jokes, and you won't be disrespectful, telling me kill myself? Motherfucker, I hope you... And then I went on a whole rant about this nigga having diabetic and then going into a diabetic coma. I almost had an applause break on this nigga. I was like, are you serious? I was like, man.
And this isn't the chick. This is the next person.
Yes, the next person. And I had to let... And so when I got off stage, I was already heated, And I'm like, dude, are you serious? Like, this is something that I've really take. And I walked past, and I was like, whatever. And he said, man, I guess, I don't know if he was talking to me, but it was the third person that was just in the crowd, in that little vicinity of the whole people that were heckling. Decided, oh, you better keep that little man over there, or whatever he said. It seemed like it was pointed to me, and already, since you don't really understand who I am, it's not, I mean, it looks adorable when I go up on stage, but you don't really know, nigga, I've UFC training for a whole year, just for no reason. For no reason at all. Do you understand what the fuck I do?
And you got Ina Esther, American Ninja, in the back too.
Like, what are we doing here? And I'm like,
by the way, I'd pay to see that show. Kyle and Ina, American Ninjas. I would watch the fuck out of that.
It got wild.
You know what's interesting? People are like that, where I think people are so used to the internet where they're just talking shit. Because now granted, this isn't impressive, but a couple weeks ago I was driving down the street. And I had my window down. They had 2 kids on bicycles. They were just in both lanes of the street. And so I had to honk at them to get out the way. And as I'm passing, like I said, I had my window down, and one of them talked shit. They were teenagers. And one of them said, I don't remember what they said. But I fucking stopped.
Oh,
good.
I
said, what the fuck did you just say?
Life.
And now,
life just happened.
When I did it, I wasn't really thinking. I was just like, hold up. But after I said it, I was like, I can't really beat these kids' asses.
I know you can't.
I go to prison.
You can scare the fuck out of them, though.
But they scared. Oh, the kid was like, oh, no, I didn't say nothing. I was like, all right.
Oh, see? Boom. That comes to the situation of confrontation.
Right.
When it comes to confrontation, when motherfuckers is like, oh, we're out of our element because we wanted to go ahead and shine when you was in your elements, and now you're off stage now. Oh, and now I have to confront this real person? There's no cage. Nigga, there's no security here. Are you serious? Now you have to confront this crazy person that you done riled up on stage when they had something in their head plotted for the rest of this room. You don't know where my mind's at. So I get off stage, and they're like, oh, confrontation. And like, no. And
shit got real.
What? It got so real. I was talking to one of the dudes. He was like, what? You want to have a seat? You want to have a sit down? And I was like, we was going back and forth. I was like, nigga, we could go outside if you need that to happen. I was like, you look like my daddy. I would love to bruise you. Are you serious?
What?
Just,
it's
just...
I was like, I know something. I saw pictures of you with your daddy.
No, it was a loving man. But, when it's father-son, that sibling rivalry, fucking, you got to get out of my house. And it's like, fuck you, daddy. And it's, just those times. I was like, what? And that rage came back. I was like, we go outside. I was like, I'm young and spry. You don't know the agility. I started fucking bouncing this shit in front of him. He was like, no, I don't need to go nowhere.
Did you show him the picture of your brother, standing sideways? This is what he could do, and he weighs more than me. You don't. Let me ask you, because I kind of have an idea, but I don't know to what degree. So, if I'm on stage Like, okay, I got a story that I'm going to tell that I said a while back when we were still planning on doing a live show for 300. I've got the story the first time my dad decided he wanted to talk to me about sex. It's the story that I learned to tell that was like my first story that I became known for. And like people would like ask me to tell the story and shit like that. But like it's all rhythm and timing.
Right.
Like, so when I go to do this, I'm literally going to have to, and if you've been wondering why occasionally, if you ask me if I want to go on stage, if I do it, it's because I kind of have to like get into the mindset where I'm telling a story in front of people. Because I haven't done this in a while, and I've never done it. I did it on stage once. I did it on stage one time. But it's all rhythm and timing. So like before it happens, I'm just going to have to say like, look, don't throw any bits in. If you think you got a funny joke, don't do it, because if you fuck up my rhythm and timing on this, it's gonna fuck up the story. Because it's like I know all the beats to it, and if like you can't stop that beat. Like, and I know
people that aren't comics don't understand that, and that's why they're like, well, when they say, "Oh, tell me a joke," what? No, you don't understand the whole concept of me trying to tell you a joke. It's not just gonna be me telling you, "Oh, knock knock, who's there?" No, nigga, it's more deep than that. I have timing. There's shit that I gotta do.
Okay, well, that was my question, because like I know you're pretty good on the fly, but I assume some of it has to be rhythm and timing. On some level. Like, how much do you think that influences your act?
Oh, a lot. Just for people. I mean, I get worked up, so I get into the act of me being me anyway on stage. It's something that I've been through. It's some part of my life, so it's something that I'm adamant about. So anytime I can get into that, you know, it's natural feelings, I guess, and it's also fun because it's something that I've created in my head myself. And so to express it in a way that I can, like that, you know, I feel that that's some type of talent that ain't nobody else knows about. You know, it seems like some type of secret shit that I got. And so to be able to express it like that and then have it fucking shut off, like you can just stop it in the middle.
Then you gotta like get the metronome going in your head.
Yeah, don't.
Like, once you, because it's literally like you drive and there's a fork in the road, and you know you're supposed to go right, but then somebody throws a tree and you got to go left.
Right.
Now you got to
get back
out in your head.
Get back on that fucking same
and it's
path.
Not that
it's
easy,
like, you son of a bitch.
It's not that easy. It might take you an hour to get back to that other road. Or it might be a little branch, but you don't. You know, it depends on how far down that road you go.
This like not just thinking about it now, because not being on stage anymore, like I can actually break it down more now. Actually, speaking to you, it's actually helping the whole trajectory that I had to take of this situation, because everybody thought, "Oh, great show, shit, yeah," but no one understood what was going through my head at the time,
except for the comics,
right? And they're like, "Oh shit!" So you know the whole process that I gotta weave through. I'm like, I was in a certain lane that I was there. I had the crowd with me. It's hard to get them with you, especially if they're old. And, you know, then I fucking, in the midst of that, I jumped onto some shit that fucking crowd was like, what? Yeah, I had mixed because there were different age groups. Lost this whole section right here. Lost them. They left. They was like, what the fuck? Dick browser. I don't understand what this is. This is too much. We out.
That's because they don't live.
Exactly. You know, I'm like, come on, grandma. So, you know, they was going. I pointed that out. Boom.
You got 19 children.
You've
done some dick browsers.
I'm all done in this motherfucker. I'm like, oh, shit, I'm everywhere. And I'm just like dazed up. You know, I'm getting jabs from... And I'm like, fuck. You know, I get off stage and they don't understand. It's like, oh, you ain't got no mic no more. I was like, I know I ain't got no mic. You serious? We can definitely, let's go outside. Let's go outside. Come on. And that's when they don't want to.
The problem in New Orleans is comedy is nine times out of 10, it's like a surprise to everybody. Like that's the thing about not having a real comedy club. And like no disrespect to New Movement, but that's kind of a very specific thing. It's not like a full-on comedy club. And without that, like,
you don't get people in there like that, neither.
You know, and especially some of these bars where it's like just regulars, you know, and they go every Friday.
The normal.
To drink their fucking asses off, and that's all they want.
They ain't never seen that shit. And then you coming in there like, what? You gonna turn my sports off to go ahead and tell some what? Bitch, I've been coming here for so long. Mm-hmm. You better be fucking funny. And if you're not funny, they'll eat you alive. And it's understood. Right. It's like, all right, that's cool. I'm coming in your space, and I gotta do what I do. This is what I do.
But at the same time, that's not your fault. You know, I mean, if nobody wanted it, they wouldn't have it.
But see, that's the show. See, that's the thing. When it comes to open mics, that's different. But when you got a show that's happening, you need to go ahead and have that corrected in the beginning, and that's motherfuckers is telling me. You know, if it's not corrected in the beginning, it's automatically gonna go down here from there. And it doesn't matter how many people come up and who does well and who does what. People gonna do what they do anyway. But still, you know, that if the dynamics from the beginning. Important. Yeah, and see, once I got off stage, I was like, fuck that. I found the motherfuckers. And then once they left, like I went outside and the dude, the second one that started talking, like, cause the woman at first, she was about it. Of course she was about it because she had dudes around her. You know? Boom, she's fine.
Somebody's got to fight. She ain't doing it.
Right. She cool. She about to pop off and everything. She's like, what? You want to go outside? I go outside. Come on. Let's go outside. I was like, bitch, if you serious?
I go outside and watch.
She's like, shut up. And then that's when Corey came. It's like, Corey's like, go outside, Kyle. Go outside and smoke. I was like, I don't want to go outside. No, I'm in here in the vicinity of things. I need to go ahead and deal with this right here. No, I'm not about to go outside. I don't feel as if I'm about to go ahead and deal with this situation right now. And basically, I was like, all right, whatever. I see people looking at me, and I'm like, I'm out of character again. And got it out of me. Because, you know, fucking life. Man, motherfuckers deal with life all the time. No, most people don't know what you're going through in life. And so they don't really give a shit. They just feel as if, oh, you had this time. I'm going to go ahead and take that time from you. So it's like, well, fuck it. I'm going to go ahead and meet you outside. And I actually approached the dude, and he was leaving on his bike. And I was like, hey, man, thanks for coming. He was like, oh, man, it wasn't me. That wasn't me, man. That wasn't me. I was like, I don't come to do nothing to you. I just came to say thank you, dude. All right. You made me a different man tonight because, you know, I had to do what I had to do. But thank you. He was like, man, I ain't. And he constantly trying to back his bike out and shit. He all scared and shit. I'm not about to do you. Give me a hug, man. You all right? He's like, oh, man, it wasn't me, man. It wasn't me. I'm like, hey, it was you. I know. Like, it was you and only you and, you know, 2 other people, but it was you. Right. Don't be frightened now because I approached you and there's no barrier between us now. It's like, right. It wasn't a barrier before, but you decided to go ahead and disturb what I was doing. Now I'm here. Before you leave, what's up? You know? He was like, oh, man, it wasn't me. Man, thank you, dude. That's it. Just congratulations, John. Just wanted to talk. That's all. Motherfuckers. It's terrible.
That actually leads very well into the next thing I want to talk about. But before we do that, I wanted to tell you the funniest. I didn't get to see this. It's a story that I heard on Dennis Miller Live. Mm-hmm. But Dennis Miller was talking about how, you know, Richard Belzer? He's an old comic. He was on like Law and Order and shit. Mm-hmm. Like, he's just this old white guy that wears glasses. I guarantee you've seen him somewhere. His name's Richard Belzer. He's an old comic from the 80s. Like he's probably in his like 60s now. But Dennis Miller was telling a story about he went to go see Belzer one time. Yeah. And he was on stage. Yeah, you don't see his comedy. You just see him. No,
you just see him. Mm-hmm.
You wouldn't even know he's a comic because all he does is Law and Order.
But, hey, that's when you get into the comedy world, you notice that all these motherfuckers you see, it's like the Illuminati. Mm-hmm. You know, for everybody you see has something to do with some type of stage presence. Right. Yeah, it's crazy.
So Miller goes, like, I guess he was in D.C. and Belzer was playing, so he goes to see him. And, he's anonymous. He's not, like, waiting in the wings. He's just, like, sitting in the back of the club. And it was one of those gigs where it was like a bachelorette party or something. Mm-hmm. You know, so you got like drunk bitches. And one of the women was like, the whole set kept screaming, "Do Jagger! Do Jagger!" Wanted him to do, because I guess he does like a Mick Jagger impression. Yeah. She wanted him to do it. And like, she kept screaming, "Do Jagger! Do Jagger!" At some point he got pissed. and he stopped in the middle of his set and he looked down and he said, "How about I tie your father to a chair?" How do I? After I fucked up, how about I tie your father to a chair and fuck you in front of him? And she shut up. And Miller said that was the first time he was like, "Oh, you don't have to kiss their ass, do you?" Like because he came up with like, "You're supposed to be nice to the audience." He's like, "Oh no, I just gotta control you."
Yeah, you gotta control them. And if you can control them.
But that line always gets like, "How about I tie your father to a chair and fuck you in front of him?" And I'm like, and I've used that on somebody like once. But I always keep that in the back of my head for when like some chick's like fucking with you, you know.
That's amazing because that gets to another thing that which has been happening lately because life comes at you full force. Mm-hmm. So there's certain bars and shit that you can go to down here that they're not gonna care for comedy or anything like that, and they have this dude that
Bullets.
Yeah. Bullets with Lucky's. Lucky's is another one. Fucking Lucky's, they're like, all right, bitch, if you're not here, because shit always happens at Lucky's. Like, that's the first time I had a white chick come up to me and grab my dick on the stage. I was like, whoa, what's that? She was a drunk white chick from Canada, and she was just
How old?
23, 24 maybe.
All right, so a good age.
Yeah, and she was nice, but she kissed everybody and then grandma that night. Oh. And I was like, oh no, you way too gone, but we don't need to deal with that. And so, you see the type of dynamics at that, and you never know what's going to happen at that bar.
Gotcha.
And like, what I like to do is I kind of like weave meticulously through the crowd. I see who's watching, who's not, and I see who's close by, and I see what I can pick out. And there was I remember this dude came in. His name is Lucius. He's from California. And, well, I mean, he's been down here before. He does work and shit, but he's an actor and such. And he came down. He was like, man, I ain't never seen you before. And, I don't really know much about what's going on. But the way you handled everything in the crowd just now, to where you was like, you got everybody thinking that, oh, you don't really have what's going on, but you, boom. And then you can go, once you got them back, you can go back into fucking your jokes. And I don't know what was bits. I don't know what was not. And just how you just manipulated everything. And I was like, man, thank you, dude. Because people get there and they eat it. Like, they eat it. They think they can go here. I'm like, I bring people over. And I'm like, hey, man, this ain't just your run-of-the-mill comedy spot. You not about to be like, oh, this is cool, and then you can go ahead and think you can go ahead and manipulate this crowd. It's not like that all the time. And, it's a real, because there's only like 2 or 3 people that are actually in there that fucking don't know what's going on, but everybody else is kind of like, either comics or something like that. So it's very random what people are going to come in there. And to actually fucking gather people like that, and, when certain comics come in, they think that they can go ahead and, I've dealt with shit like that. I'm like, all right, this is a different dynamic. And they get there and they just eat shit. And they're like, all right, well, thank you. And then you see them, and it's like, well, I mean, I said, so you gotta be. There's a certain.
But that's a big part of like the experience is learning, like that you're not gonna like. You're not gonna kill
crowds,
yeah. You're gonna bomb even when you're big. You're gonna bomb.
Yeah. You definitely feel that when you go certain places. Like every time I get up on stage, I'm like, fuck. This is, we'll see how this goes. And lately, everything's been going good until, I know I'm going to have a hiccup and boom, it just hits you like, but not everybody else sees it. No one else sees it. Everybody's like, oh, you still did great. So even I know when the moments for me are down, like when I've had a terrible time, everybody else still sees it as, oh man, good shit, I'm like, nah, I still know inside that was fucking shit. And that it should have went way better than what it was supposed to have. But I couldn't deliver because of the certain circumstances. Yeah.
All right.
But that's the life of a comic, I guess. Fucking hard out here,
Yeah.
But it's
New
fun,
Orleans is...
and we don't want to stop. And so,
Well, I mean, that's your future, dude. You just got to make the right choices.
It's working well, though. It's working well, but it doesn't really fit. And you see the socially awkwardness of people that decide to be comedians in life. Like, it's a commitment that's it's strange now. Like, motherfucker think I've gotten accused of being an Illuminati, like, randomly.
What?
I don't know. Motherfuckers do drugs. So, harder drugs than you. And you don't expect to get these certain things, but certain shit looks like certain shit, I guess. And this is exactly what happened. You see my profile picture on Facebook, right?
I'm sure I have, but I can't think of it offhand.
Okay, well, it's me with my glasses, holding my glasses up with my fucking my Young Funny shirt on, because I was like, oh, we got shirts now.
Oh, yeah. I've seen that picture.
And apparently that right there looks like the Illuminati symbol for the all-seeing eye or whatever.
All-seeing eye is on the dollar.
Yeah, but they also have whenever you look up anything Illuminati, they show you pictures of people always putting like the little OK symbol by it.
Ideas that,
and I'm like, are you serious?
Society that runs the planet, that some dude on Reddit knows their secrets.
I don't understand it.
And gives them away, and nobody says anything.
I'm like, why would you assume? There we go. Why would you assume that I'm a part of Illuminati? Because, I mean, my comedy does well. But this person has asked me is like, how do you,
is this
how do
a
you get shows?
Yeah.
No, this is the person that does stand-up now. It's like, how do you get booked on shows?
Sure this dude, this ain't like a bit that he does?
It might be. I mean, he does this often now. And it's like, dude, what are you doing? Like, why? Just be good, man. Just go out there and be good. It's a person that's always asking questions and is fucking inquisitive about it, man. Just go out there and be good.
All right, let me ask you a question. Does he have a girlfriend?
Oh, yeah.
All right, this is what you got to do. Just to test him, just to see if it's real. Go next time he brings it up, just be like, man, come here. Pull him like, look, no. Nobody can be around.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody can be around. And just
I don't know if I'll ever see him again.
Just
tell
not
like that.
Let me
okay.
go with it anyway. Okay. Just say, look, man, you want in? All right. I gotta fuck your girlfriend, bro.
That's
See how serious he is.
That's terrible, nah, because this old lady's not all that. So
you don't have to go through it.
Nah, because that's consideration. If you won't be dumb like this, nigga, let's see what you about. Fuck it, you don't know my life.
Well, speaking of you getting angry, I know that was a little while back, but it's funny because yeah, that's stupid. Kyle just showed me the all-seeing eye symbol. That to me, that's like Mr. Peanut, like you trying to do a monocle.
Yeah, exactly. I was just holding my glasses up for once because they fall off my face.
Personally, that's my mom the same shit.
Right.
All right. So I guess it's a few weeks ago now, like 2 or 3 weeks ago now. Travis Hemel, who did the new the cover art for my other show, Grinning Hosts.
Mm-hmm.
He did some new cover art for the Metal Hand of God.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean it was my idea, but he fleshed it out. He made it work. I mean, he's the artist, because I can't draw like that.
Right.
But it's an homage to the Wu-Tang Clan's first album, Into the Wu, which is like, like it's fun. We're Metal Hand of God.
Yeah.
But then we got like all this rap stuff and
yeah. No one knows what the fuck is like. I told somebody today, he was like, "Wait, what?" I was like, "MHOG, you Metal Hand of God?" I was like, "Wait, Metal God?" I was like, "Yeah, it's kind of just basically nerd metal comedy.
They don't have
all in one at all. Just
I just said when people ask, I just say it's an all-purpose like comedy and discussion show.
Mm-hmm.
Broad.
It's like, what the fuck? It's just a name.
But
names are awesome.
But I just thought it would be fun to do a Wu-Tang tribute for the new cover art. So what
It's how brands build.
What you haven't seen is
I haven't seen some things. Oh.
The original sketch that Travis did.
Oh, the excitement.
So I'll show it to you before you leave. So he
Reeling moments on the podcast.
He wanted it to look like well, not that he wanted, but he thought it should look like.
This is
like
revised, so this is a second draft.
Yeah, well, he did a basic sketch before he like colored it and inked it and all that. He wanted to make sure everything was on the up and up, and he gave me like a deal on it. So like when your buddy's doing you a favor, you don't want to be pushy. But like when he showed me the first draft, there was something that kept bothering me. I was like, I just can't keep my mouth shut. So in his mind, he was like, the Wu-Tang cover, Into the Wu, they're coming at you, like
right.
they're supposed to be hard. So you're in the front of the picture.
Right.
And so he drew you like angry. Like I was looking at it, I was like, I wouldn't let this motherfucker in my house.
What?
But I kept looking at it, I was like, it's not that it didn't look like you exactly, but it didn't because I was like, I don't think I've ever seen Kyle angry at anybody. I can't even picture that. I was like, this just looks wrong. Most people can't.
Yeah, it's weird.
This looks wrong. So, like, I just told him, I was like, dude, like, let me show you. Like, this is Kyle. So I showed him, like, pictures that I took of you.
Yeah.
I'm like, and if you look back, you could actually see the actual picture you have.
Okay.
And, yeah.
That's the original right there.
Well, the original, you couldn't see their faces.
Yeah.
But, we didn't want that exactly. But,
right.
But I was like, I told Wayne about it later. I was like, man, I just can't picture Kyle angry at nobody like that. Like, he was like, and we were joking. I was like, you let that nigga know where you live. But it was a good drawing. It was just like, I just can't picture, But Travis, if you're listening, because he doesn't listen to every episode, but he does listen. Like it was good. I mean, it's fucking awesome. It looks really good.
Really
It's the first, like the previous cover art was me taking the shots from the first print we ever did and kind of putting it into a collage. And I mean, it was good for what it was, but this is the first like full on commission like cover art we ever got, and it looks good. Like the baby's in it too, and everything, and it looks good. So
sweet.
I just wanted to bring that up. Cause I haven't really been on the show that much in the last few weeks, and so I asked Wayne. I was like, I listened to the episodes, but I couldn't remember. I was like, did y'all talk about the cover art at all? And he was like,
nope.
No, we didn't bring it up. I was like, that's rude. I was like, motherfucker did cover art for you. You don't even mention his name.
Oh.
But it looks real good. So. But
definitely. Yeah.
But yeah, I haven't been in town. I just got back from Florida and on Tuesday.
Your outside looks like Florida. Every time I come here, it looks like Florida.
I mean, it's the South.
Yeah, but no, I mean just here. Right here, though, when I come to your place, just this little corner looks like Florida. Everywhere else looks like New Orleans. But when I come right here...
it's the suburbs, that's all.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I got off the plane Tuesday morning. I had a podcast consulting to do, which I'm thinking about putting it on my resume because I don't know if you know about
Claim
this.
it on the taxes.
But I guess maybe a year and a half. I think it was about a year ago. They turned the show Scream into a TV show, the movie Scream into a TV show on MTV. Well, that was filmed here in New Orleans, and they needed like a podcast consultant. So like, I went in for an afternoon. I was talking to the kid's name is John Carner, and like I gave them like a shirt, and I was like. I was like, I don't want to be a douchebag, but I was like, man, I got these spare shirts, and I was like, should I wear the shirt? And somebody told me like, no, just give them a shirt.
That's real though. That's life. Fuck that, bitch. We trying to hustle too.
But no, the director like I handed him the shirt and he was like, I'm gonna put this on right now. No. Put it on. I was like, all right. Yeah. And it was like a size too small. So it was like, but it was good. Look, I mean, like it's cool to be able to put that on your resume and I mean, I don't know what it's gonna get me. It ain't gonna give me nothing, but like I'm weird. Like it's so weird being like I'm like a podcast elder now. Like when I do my other show, like one of them's not new to it, but like I've done way more podcasts than him. Like I'm above 500 episodes of podcasts now between all the shows I do and like the few guest appearances I've done. Like I don't know what the number is exactly, but it's above 500. Easily. I might be close to 600. And it's so weird. Like I know all this stuff about it. I don't know everything, and I don't know how to make money off of it.
Yeah, I've been listening to podcasts for so long, so it's just shit. I've been on Stitcher for like at least 4 years now. So that's just fucking. They calculate and log all the hours of that you listened. And it'd be nice I can come back with numbers, but I don't feel like looking for it right now.
Yeah, I like Stitcher, but I'm on the road. I don't want to like use my data and all that.
Oh shit.
So like I know what I listen to, so I tend to like upload. I need to look for more like comedy stuff. I've been listening to a lot of politics right now. Ugh. And the stuff that the people that I listen to, I trust and I like. Yeah. But I also need, I need more than that. Like
uppity, I can't. Ugh. I don't see how y'all do it.
It's the older you get, the more you feel like you got to pay attention to what's going on in the world.
Yeah, see, somebody old told me that. He was like, man, see, you don't fucking follow politics. You ain't never be a good comedian. I was like, yeah, what?
Nah, that's silly.
I was like,
in fact, I'm going to tell you, look, it's a very special kind of comedian that can do politics. Like, whenever I see Sarah Silverman talking about shit, I'm like, shut up.
Bah.
Like, you got famous, like, literally having your pussy sing a song.
You did.
Like, and now you're going to tell me about Darfur? I was like, you don't know what you're talking about. Like, the other day, that bitch tweeted out something like, no, it wasn't her. It wasn't her. It was Chelsea Handler was like, in France now, making sure they don't mess up their elections the way America did. I was like, you can't vote. French people don't know who you are. What? Like, you're not Angelina Jolie. You're Chelsea Handler. Shut up. Like, go do your stupid talk show. That's what, go talk about your vagina. That's what people want from you. Like, that's the thing about some of these people. Like, they think, like, once you get famous, they're like, oh, people want my opinion. No, they don't. They want from you exactly what they get.
From the jump.
I want Bono to go sing one. I don't want Bono to tell me, about the plight of the West Indian pygmies.
I'm not about to come out here and give you that shit, bitch. You see what I do.
And I'm not saying, like, you can't have an opinion, but if you don't know what you're talking about, why are you using this platform? Like, people.
Why are you trying to fit in like that? I don't want to have to try to fit in like that.
Well, this actually goes into something that I did want to talk about that upset me today. So one of my favorite writers is a guy named Peter David. Mm-hmm. Peter David has done everything. He's written books. I know him mostly from writing comics. Like, if you like The Incredible Hulk, odds are he's part of the reason why. Because he wrote the best run of The Incredible. He did it for like
a big Hulk fan.
Like 10 years. Like, he made the Hulk the character that it is. Whenever you see him in a movie and all that stuff, like, all that stuff comes from stuff Peter David did. He also...
I relate with the Hulk a lot.
He had his own show on Nickelodeon called Space Cases that I used to watch. He worked on Babylon 5 a little bit. Like, he's done a lot. And the dude's falling on hard times. He had a stroke a couple years ago. Mm-hmm. And he was working for Marvel Comics, and he still does. And they kind of like kept him doing little books so he could keep his insurance, because otherwise he'd have been fucked, Yeah. But he did a GoFundMe page like yesterday or the day before, something like that. Basically, like, through some reason or another, he's getting audited and he owes $88,000 to the government. Ooh, wow. So he was like, I feel terrible, but I don't know what else to do. So he goes and he posts it. And like, as soon as I saw it, I was like, It's Peter David. I don't, like, I'm a little short on money on this month, but this week, but fuck it. Like, I put up $20,
mm-hmm.
and I was like, I'll make a blog post, I'll do all this, and I'm fine with it, I'm happy to help, and I'm happy to let people know, like, if you love Peter David's work, like, give him $10. Like, it ain't gonna kill you,
Mm-hmm.
So this morning, like, I got off of work. Like, I went to work early in the morning. I got off. I was gonna come home and take a nap, and I get a message on my email. Popped up on my phone. It says, "You have an update from Peter David." And I was like, "Oh, this must be him. Like, either saying like he raised the money, or thank you for everyone who donated, or something like that." If I can open the thing up, and the first sentence is something like, I was really. Lately, I've been thinking the world is just full of hate ever since Donald Trump was elected president. And I was like, what? I was like, why? Why is this coming up? Man, you ask, like, you don't know, like, and I said many times on the show, I didn't vote for Donald Trump, but god damn, I'm so sick of, like, these people that they just have this shit in their head and they're like, I know that the world is this way, and that's how I'm gonna act, and and like everybody's evil, and like and if you do this, then you must think this, and all this shit, and I'm just like, that's not how the world works. Like, you don't know everything about the world. You don't know, like, I was just like, dude, you're asking people for money, and that's fine. I don't have a problem donating. Like, you've earned my gratitude as a writer, and you don't need to earn my charity. Like, that's up to me whether or not I'm going to be charitable. But I was like, you don't know who's donating money to you. Like, I felt like, and I didn't vote for Trump, but I still felt like I got slapped in the face. I was like, dude,
push your views on me.
I don't want to hear that. Like, and it don't have nothing to do with anything. It has nothing to do with anything. He just, in his mind, that made sense. He was like, like, basically his point was like, but here people are donating. Well, yeah, but you don't, like, why are you assuming that the people donating didn't vote for Donald Trump? If I did, I might be like, just give me my money back. Like, I didn't ask for this. Like, go solve your own problems. I wouldn't, but like, it just drives me crazy. Like, and look, I know what a dude's politics where I don't follow him online for that. I read his stories, but I don't, and I don't have a problem with that. I don't care. Like, if I'm watching whoever, Dave Chappelle. Let's use Dave Chappelle. I'm sure Dave Chappelle and I don't agree on politics. I don't care. That's fine. Like, make me laugh. That's what you do. That's what I want from you. That's all I want from you. We don't need to have a discussion about the world. Like, why? Like, who cares? I just, man, hurt my heart. I was just like, dude, I got so much respect for you. Like, don't, I left a message on the dude's page. I was like, dude, why would you do this? Like,
I need to question you now. Jesus.
I mean, I don't like Donald Trump. But I don't want to hear about it.
Still, yeah, no one. Yeah, I definitely am not trying to do anything like that to go and push some views of how I feel about the world. What, bitch? It's life, man. Not everybody gonna feel the same way as you.
Yeah, and also just like, I think we're all sick of hearing Trump's name.
Yeah, I don't care.
Like, I listen to How Did This Get Made all the time, and I noticed lately, like the last 6 months, it doesn't happen every episode, but they'll be like, make America great again, right? And I'm just like, A, it's not funny. B, dude, I'm listening to you because I don't want to think about that right now. I have a political podcast that I listen to where they talk about whatever dumb shit Trump did this week, or when he did something good too. I'm talking about both. He did something good here, he did something stupid here. That's where I go to listen to that. When I'm listening to you, I want to hear about what's the name? Airborne. I want to hear you talk about the movie Airborne. I want to hear you talk about the movie Surf Ninjas.
Oh, Surf Ninjas, shit.
By the way, they have a spin-off show. Like, they posted an episode where the dude that is associated with them interviewed the guy who wrote and directed Surf Ninjas. Let me rephrase that. He came up with the idea, and somebody in the studio was like, we don't like your idea. We're going to make it something else. but it's fucking incredible. The dude talks about how like he got to start, like he accidentally ended up working on a mob show, like a mob movie, like they were trying to launder money. So the movie wasn't supposed to get made, and he didn't know that, and he almost got like killed over. He had to like move to Israel. For real? Yeah.
Oh shit!
Oh, it's an incredible story. It's an incredible story. I was like, I am riveted. I don't care about surf ninjas anymore. Tell me about Bobo, the point man that was going to shoot you in the face, but he said he loved you like a brother. That's a true story. I was like, and you wrote Surf Ninjas? Like,
that's wicked.
He said originally Surf Ninjas was supposed to be like Indiana Jones for kids. It was supposed to be Indiana Jones for kids. Shit.
That's good. Hey, fucking close enough. Hey.
Yeah, but it wasn't meant to be as silly as like Rob Schneider was not
silly
in his head.
Fuck.
Yeah.
It's very silly. But that was good. I mean, you look at the shit nowadays when you're older and you like especially with the internet bringing it back up on you like that, and it's like, don't show me what I enjoyed in my childhood now. Like, I know it looks dumb now, but I enjoyed it back then.
Sometimes yes, sometimes no. Sometimes shit is just like awesome, but you gotta have perspective on stuff. Like some stuff is just silly, and who cares? Like that's cool. Like it can be silly and still be amazing.
Silly. Yes,
you know. And I feel like movies need more silly stuff. Like not. Like sometimes it's too silly. Like sometimes Adam Sandler's like this weird like
he draws lines.
This weird pivoting point where like he's always like straddling that line of just silly enough but too silly.
Yeah.
Like have you ever seen That's My Boy?
Yeah.
That's My Boy was like the dumbest movie I've ever heard of. But I watched it. I was like,
it's so fucking.
It's amazing. So Todd Bridges is in it. Vanilla Ice is in it.
Why would you brought so much together for a dumb premise? It's like, all right, and, that's cool. It's funny as fuck. But then you look at like Jack and Jill. Really, yeah.
That looks like a trailer, like a fake movie trailer. I've never seen it. I don't know. Maybe it's amazing. I don't know.
Dude, I've seen it. You got fucking, you got goddamn Al Pacino and shit.
Yeah, he's trying to fuck like.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, all right. You got money to do that, to get Al Pacino, whatever. All right, make money movies.
That's the kind of thing I bet Al Pacino did it as a favor. I bet he was just like, I want to be in something silly.
Yo, something
and
silly.
You never know. I could see Al Pacino. Like, that dude's been so famous, so rich for so long.
I want to do something fun.
I bet you he bangs trannies.
Come on.
I bet you. Some of those dudes, that's the weird thing about really famous people that have been famous and rich for a long time.
They can do what they want.
I don't think it's just that they can. I think it's like, some of them get bored. You know?
So he got to go bang a tranny?
Yeah, I think so. This is a theory that I have.
Why do you have this theory?
I don't think Eddie Murphy used to bang trannies when he was a teenager. I think one day he was just
some trannies are real pretty though. When you get to the high end class, man, you get to some pretty trannies. Oh, we found out
some stuff about you. What?
When you get to the upper epsilon, motherfuckers that want to fool you. Are you serious? They got a lot of people out there.
I don't want to be fooled.
Like,
I'm good.
No, you don't want to be fooled. A lot of people don't want to be fooled. A lot of people don't want to be like, hey, that's a fake ass, but. When you know a fake ass when you see one. Yeah. Some people just like, fuck it. I'm gonna just go with it.
They used to do, I forget what channel it's on. I think it's True TV. They used to do a show on the Hard Rock Hotel out in Vegas. Like they got the pool area, the Lido area, where they'll have like the big party. It's like Snoop Dogg will come out and they'll throw a big party and they'll charge people like $50 a wristband and stuff like that. And they were doing a TV show, reality show based on it, you know, which I find interesting because it's so hard to do those shows because you got to like clear everything. You got to make sure, you know, you got to have the key, you know, it's a lot of prep work for that stuff, mm-hmm. You know, to be in something like that where there's like literally like 1,000 people in this pool area. And they would, on one of the episodes I was watching, they had this one dude that like, one of those dudes that you see in the gym that you just like, that dude like, he does steroids and jerks off. You know, like one of those guys. You know, like he beats off while he's like lifting weights and like looking at his muscles while
real passionate. One of them passionate.
Like one of those guys, like oil. The kind of white guy that oils up his body. You know, like if you're not The Rock, you shouldn't be oiling up.
It's like you got a show right now, son. I don't think you need to oil yourself right now.
But he was that kind of guy. He was out there with his buddies, and supposedly it's because like his girlfriend just left him, and he's dancing up on this chick, and like you're looking at it, and you're like, shit ain't right. Shit ain't right. That ain't something's.
Something's odd with this chick.
I feel like Admiral Akbar is gonna pop up and go, "It's a trap," so the cameras on the security guards, and they're like, "Hey, your boy over there is like messing with Tina," and he's like, "Should we tell him?" So they go over to his buddies, and they're like, "Look, telling you right now, because like we don't want a problem. Like we
don't want a problem.
Like we don't want to have to like throw people out. We don't want fighting. So I don't want shit to go down. So I'm just letting you know as a courtesy. You better keep it clean. Don't do nothing crazy. But your buddy's about to go home with a tranny. And so. They're all like I said, it's like what's Jersey Shore? Yeah. It's like the situation, and like, yeah, they're all like, what? Like, are you serious? No, what? So then they go over there, and they're like, bro, like, come here, you know. Like, so the camera's like, not in their faces, but you could see like the dude like going, huh? And then looking back, and then looking at them. And then looking back, and then looking at them, and kind of shaking his head like, no, that's not. Nah. But the best part is, so they got, you know, I don't know how much this is fake, but they got. I felt like it was real. They got the camera close enough to when he went back to talk to Tina, and he's like,
it's gonna be fake.
Don't take this the wrong way, but. Are you a man? And Tina was pretty cool. Tina was like, honey, I was wondering when I should tell you, you know, I haven't gotten the surgery yet. And, you know, I hope, you know, everything's cool. And, and he, I can't remember if he told her or went back to his boys. I think it's because he went back to his boys, but he basically said, I hope y'all won't lose respect for me, but that's about the finest woman I've ever seen in my life. I gotta, you know, I like to take her out.
He's money.
And his boys were like, what? Because you ain't prepared for shit like that. Like if your buddy comes to you and he's like, guys, no. I can't. I realize I'm gay. If he says I'm gay, you're like, it might take you a minute, but you're like, I mean, I guess, you know. But when you go to your buddy and you're like, you're gonna have to booty fuck her because she don't have a second hole. And he's like, surprised, but it's kind of cool. I'm surprised too, but I'm down with this. Like, there's no, I don't know how to respond to that. There ain't no right way.
That is yeah. I always draw the line between real and reality. It was like, all right, when was this? Now it seems type of script because I was listening to Breakfast Club and they had some shit where it was like, oh, you can call up somebody that you want to fucking pour your heart and soul out to, man. You know, maybe have a hookup or whatever. And so they had this thing set up to where it was this older guy, and he was like, yeah, man, I want to call my daughter's friend because, you know, they've been growing up for the longest, and you know, she old now, so, you know, I just want to see what's up with her. And the whole
wait,
right?
Am I listening to this the way I think I'm listening?
That's what I was looking at, and the whole right, and exactly how they went at that. They was like, wait, what? No, like They was like, but she's older now. He was like, but you've been looking at her since she was young. Right.
10.
And it was like, no, you're a pedophile. We're not about to do this. Are you serious? But then they go to commercial and they come back and they call the person. I'm like, no, all right. Now, see, at first I was with this as being not scripted. But now this seems like it's a bit much because
no. I actually do believe things like that.
Well, see,
I think people are that nuts.
Definitely.
Radio people are that bored.
And see, in the end, motherfucker, the chick was like, oh, yeah, sure. I'm with it. Sure, I've been looking at him since, and then it was like, wait, what the fuck just happened?
No.
Son, no. Is this,
So
where we at? Where we at between the border? I'm like, all right, you know what? I was like, I don't even give a fuck. I don't even give a fuck no more if y'all trying to stay for ratings or whatever. It doesn't.
This went too far.
Yeah, it's like.
As a man, we all have to admit, I'm going to tell you right now, I was someplace a little earlier today, and there was a girl who was probably only 16, and she was looking good. And I was looking, and I was like, you're about to be 38 years old. Turn your eyes somewhere else. Mm-hmm. We all men, and we have to understand it. Like, right. Our dick says one thing, and your brain's supposed to say something else. Mm-hmm. Not supposed to act on it. But it's okay to admit to yourself, yeah, I find that attractive. Because that's just biology. But you're an adult. We live in a civilized society. Put it in the bank. Go to bed at night and get rid of it, and don't ever bring it up again. That ain't
it's strange.
And then you gotta think about that dude's daughter. Like what if they start fucking and like the daughter finds out? Like, how do you deal with that?
I mean, everybody was cool with it. Like, it was like, well, it was because it got to the point to where it got escalated to it was like, you're a pedophile, but we still gonna call this person anyway just to go ahead and have you shoot your shot. Mm-hmm. And it's like, well, if y'all gonna bash him like that, why y'all still gonna go through with caught? Yeah. I don't understand where we're going with this. Like, I don't get it, but you're still
bored and there's good reason.
Right, but you're still going through with it, and at the end she's like, yeah, nah, he's a handsome older man. I would definitely like to go ahead and but the whole time before they had the conversation, he was like, yeah, I want to put it on her. I've been wanting to put it on her since such yada yada yada. But then it's like, hey, I just want can I take you out? And she was like, yeah. And I was like, no, I don't know if y'all it didn't.
Well,
no.
When he's that old, she knows.
It's no, that's understood. But like, if you're gonna go take it to the dynamics of like, nah, you being a pedophile, and I'm not about to do this. Nah, I'm not about to condone for this. All Fuck that. But you still call that person? Yeah. I'm like, well, that's like saying, no, I'm not gonna let you rape this person, but let me see what happens. If I do call, it's like, wait, what?
I don't know what radio station. Like, I'll turn the radio on every once in a while when I'm on the road, and it's different ones, but like one radio station does a thing where like if you've had like a bad breakup or something went wrong on a date or something like that, something to that effect, they'll call a person and they'll be like, I just want to know. So this one dude I was listening, I was kind of into it to a point, but like this dude was talking about, he's like, I had this one date with a chick and we really hit it off. We were having a great time. I asked her if she wanted to come by my house and listen to some music, and we all know what that means. And she said yes, and she came up, and like we started like fooling around, and we went in the room, and then all of a sudden out of nowhere, she was like, "I gotta go," and she left. And they were like, "Do you have any weird shit in your room? Like, what? Do you ain't got no sex dolls? You don't have no like hentai tapes laying around?" He's like, No, I don't. I thought about it. I was like, And then the guy comes up. He's like, but I do have a theory. I think she's either got a boyfriend or is married, and she was just testing the waters. And I think she got scared when stuff got serious, and that's why she left. They're like, all right, let's call her. So they call the girl. Now, bear in mind, these people only been on one date.
Yeah.
And it might have been a while. It was a few months ago. So it's been in his mind the whole time. So I had to like go inside for a second, come back. So I missed part of it, but the gist of it, I came back just as she was like, "This ain't gonna work." But the gist of it was he had some kind of like frat bro T-shirt, like vagina inspector, so like one of those, like laying on like it's like his room wasn't messy. He just had a shirt and a hamper, and she read it and she was like, yeah, no, I don't want anything to do with a guy like that. And, you know, he was like, it's just a shirt. Like, it was a joke. Like, he's like, I mean, I'll throw the shirt away, you know? And I was sitting there, and I kind of wanted to, like, you know, like, sometimes you listen to something like that, and you want to call the dude out and be like, you know, I was like, dude, if this chick is gonna like she was literally willing to have sex with you on the first date.
On the first date,
and
right.
changed her mind because she saw a T-shirt that probably implied the thing she was about to do.
About to do, yeah, I don't believe
you don't want that. Like, that's a nut, you know? And so I was kind of like, come on, man. And then the dude starts, like, kind of begging, like, what if, you know, like, I'll change? And I'm like, dude. I was like, now much. I'm on her side. Like, now you need to get away. What? Like, you went on one date with
wrapped
her.
you into the radio, goddammit.
You didn't even find out how she was in bed, like, to be this obsessed. Like, what?
Got more viewers through this one.
So I was like, I'll listen to those things. And, like, some of them are so weird. Like, you know, calling people's, like, ex-wives and stuff like that. And I was like, some of it gets so gross, and all it is like literally you on the radio at 4 a.m. you got to get to work, and you got to fill up 3 hours, and you're bored, and so you're like, hey, you want to break up with somebody on the radio? You want to tell your husband that you're about to take his children from him? But they do it. They do it.
It's so horrible. Why? And motherfuckers condone it. They just didn't. Hey, I fucking tune in. I tune in.
Well, I know we like stuff that because number one, I think as a society we're so obsessed with like
watching TV.
We're so obsessed with like things not feeling real because stuff gets too real sometimes. Like that's you know you were talking about feeling gross when you listen to politics. That's how it feels sometimes. You're like, oh, yeah. We really are doomed, aren't we? You know, sometimes you do want to hear some, like, sometimes you do want to see some dude saying he's gonna go to bed with a tranny, you know, and his friends are gonna like probably stop calling him to go hang out, you know.
Yeah.
And, like sometimes you do want to hear like because that don't really feel real. It feels kind of stupid, you know. I don't know.
So stupid.
We got anything else to talk about? Anything you want to bring up? We can't mention the open mic because that's tonight.
That is tonight.
I mean, we can mention it.
Oh, well, yeah. I'm also in Stoked tonight, so, you know, I'm going to have to fucking...
What's that?
Stoked. Stoked is another show that's happening at the Hollow Wolf. So Eric's going to be taking over. Until I get there. You already know. I wanted to tell you this probably before everything. But, you know, this is the way podcasts work. We rolling through.
Right on. I think I did see you post the Stoke thing. I was going to try and go to that, but yeah, if it's earlier in the night, I don't.
Yeah, no, I think it starts at the same time as what you call it trying to start. So I'm going to see if I can, you know, have things worked out.
I was going to try and go. I haven't seen him in a long time because I think he don't like me, but Dane Fauché is, I guess, the headliner.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if he remembers me, but like a couple things happened. I was like, oh, yeah, he must, yeah.
Probably forgot about you.
No, I think he dislikes me.
Dislikes you now?
Or has like I don't know. It's one of those things where something happened. I think I've told you the story before. I'm not going to go into one on here, but something happened in the past that he was kind of involved with, but not really. So there's no reason for him to dislike me. But we tried to get him on the show or something like that, like, and he wouldn't respond. So I'm like, yeah, like it's probably something like that. But that's cool. People got their clicks and stuff like that. But if you're funny, you're funny. You know?
Right.
Like, I hate that. I hear that sometimes, like I was telling you, there's this dude that I listen to podcasts about politics. And sometimes a dude, like, as far as politics, the dude's got a brilliant mind. He's a brilliant guy. But when he starts talking about culture, like, sometimes he'll be talking about, like, a joke that, let's just say, Amy Schumer did. And he's like, that's not really funny. And this, if you were trying to be funny, this is how. And I'm like, dude, you can't lecture comedians on how to do comedy. No. Like, you're a, like, brilliant lawyer. You're way smarter than I will ever be on things that you know.
Right. And that's
but on other things, you do not know what you're talking about, and you cannot sit there and lecture a comedian on how to make funny jokes. Like, even if you don't find that comedian funny, they are funnier than you. Like, period.
Yeah.
You know, they didn't get famous by accident. Amy Schumer did not get by on her looks.
No.
You know?
No. She just started getting bigger. So, like, she just started to plump up. You know, it's like, oh, because you're comfortable now.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I see that. And you, being comics and shit, you realize that I'm just trying to do everything to stand out. I don't want to be like everybody else. Like I don't look at that like I say I don't look at politics like that because I'm trying to get this to a whole different perspective. Like I'm still an artist and y'all still gonna appreciate what I'm doing. Mm-hmm. I'm still trying to come out here and like give life comedy. You know, that's how I like to hashtag that vibe.
You know, I got you. The thing is like the easiest way to me to stand out now is to avoid politics because people want to escape.
Exactly. See, that's what I'm doing now. I got this thing. I haven't started it yet, but I've been getting really good reviews when I've been just going randomly, you know, doing it places and shit. So I got this thing that I want to start called comedy poetry, and basically it's you know me. I wanted to make it like a YouTube series that I can constantly keep putting out because you know I've always, before I even started comedy, I've always been writing. So I've always had poems and stuff. You know, I've rapped before comedy, and so now that everything is kind of going the way it is, it's kind of all merging itself.
Right.
And I'm starting to find out more and you know how to stand out because I've always wanted to be different and not like be like everybody else. And I noticed that me being able to stand out is by doing something like this because not everybody's doing it. You get it in certain places, kind of like Weird Al Yankovic or you know anybody that does like you know songs and shit. Like I can't think of names right now.
Like Steven, what's his name? Can't think of his name.
Right. See, it's fucking. Now that you want to think
about
the
names. Your boy that does Craig Christ.
T.J. Miller. T.J. Miller is one of them.
He does music stuff?
T.J. Miller, yeah. T.J. Miller does a lot of music. Shit. T.J. Miller does a whole bunch of shit. Andy Samberg. Andy Samberg is one of them. But see,
Jimmy Fallon. Yeah.
Right. Stuff like that. I don't want it to be like that. I want it to be kind of something that I'm putting out. So me going on stage and actually doing something like comedy poetry and the reviews that I've got on it, people really like it. And it's something like, because it's a rhyme scheme, but it's still being funny on top of that. And like, I don't think I've ever seen anybody come on stage and do poetry in the form
I've seen it once, but it was like a specific bit. Margaret Cho for Drew Carey's roast. This was like in the 90s.
Mm-hmm.
She did some dirty limerick haiku.
Yeah.
And it was stuff like rain outside, cloudy sky, but I will stay dry under your dick. Like, it was like a weird, like everything was about his dick. But that's the closest I've seen to something like that.
Yeah, and
which isn't what you're doing.
No, I kind of like.
That would be weird.
No. I've actually gotten like, it's more than just one aspect of looking at it. You know, it's got many aspects of. I got one. It's just something that I'm trying to get started to where, like, more people look at it as, oh, you just tell jokes. It's more than me just telling jokes because, like, these jokes got to come from somewhere, and they're more elaborate now than most people would think, you know?
Well, anything, I mean, whether you do this long term or not, I think anything you do that's, no matter how different it is, that adds to your comedy some kind of way. Mm-hmm. Like, when you were doing the Boylesque stuff, mm-hmm. I was like, I don't understand why he's wasting his time doing this. Like, it's not gonna add.
No, it didn't. Yeah, that's why I don't really do it too much anymore.
It's interesting to, in some ways, to say like, okay, like you're going from, because being comedy is metaphorically being naked on stage. Mm-hmm. You know, it's another thing entirely to be like literally. You know, so maybe it makes you a little more comfortable being exposed. I don't know, but
I couldn't understand. I mean, basically me just helping. Me just helping out, basically. I mean, motherfucker asked me to do something, and I'm like, sure. In my capabilities, yeah. And it's exposure.
You were doing like a decent amount of it, and I was like, this seems like a waste of time.
I was doing a whole lot.
You can be on stage doing jokes, and that's going to help you way more, you know. But, but yeah, stuff like this. And actually, I mean, I don't know if you remember me saying this, but that when we did the episode that's called, like, Kyle Smith's Poetry Slam or whatever, like, it was a little different because it was you just doing somebody's rap lyrics, you know. Like, that's one of my favorite things that we've done in quite a while.
Jesus Christ.
Okay. Sorry. That's my dinner plans.
I made sure.
Yeah. I shut off my cell phone, but I guess, I don't know.
Dinner's plans, make sure they come through.
But we should probably wrap up anyway. I know you got plenty of stuff that you need to take care of.
Yeah, hopefully this takes off. You got anything
coming up soon that you want to talk
about? Well, yeah, I'll be doing a show in Florida, Destin.
Oh, all right.
Hopefully, yeah. I mean, everything fell through, kind of, sort of. Fell through is a good word. Is that how you use that? Fall through.
What day was it supposed? Wait, so?
It's supposed to be coming up. Something coming up pretty soon.
Okay, so it didn't fall through. Fell through means like it didn't happen.
Oh, okay. Okay, no.
Fell into place?
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, so
I guess.
What day is that supposed to be?
The 9th, April 9th. Actually, next week.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
I was going to say I'd go, but actually the dude that just texted me, his daughter's birthday party is that day. And she's 2, but...
Yeah.
I said I'd go.
Mm-hmm.
It's your boy's kid and all that. So
right.
You kind of have to be Uncle Adam.
Right.
But yeah, so if you're in the Florida area, I mean,
Walton Beach.
This is gonna be dropping a few days before. Destiny. I mean, yeah, if you're in New Orleans, Fort Walton Beach ain't that long a drive. It's about 5 hours. It's a good trip. Go see some comedy?
Definitely. I don't know. I don't have any more deets about that. But, I'm excited for it. I hope it fucking is, I hope it falls, I don't know. I hope it's something good, because it's going out of state and somebody's asking for you. It's like, okay, cool. Yeah,
no, that's what needs to happen. I really would love, we were talking earlier about, I got the mount for my windshield.
Mm-hmm.
I'd really like to go do a little road trip to go do a show somewhere and just like record some stuff, because I want to do more of that, like ride along kind of stuff. But anyway, so I guess let's wrap this up. I don't think there was anything else to discuss. Yeah, listen to Metal Hand of God.
Stay tuned for comedy poetry. It's coming.
Yeah, if you're in the New Orleans area, go to. Do you have a Facebook page? Like,
yeah.
Not your personal page. I mean, you got an actual Facebook.
Yeah. I mean, like a like page. Oh, I don't know. No, I don't.
You and I need to sit down sometime soon and have a discussion about
what the fuck I'm doing in my life.
Yeah, because like on social media, we need to figure out a way to disseminate your information in a more orderly fashion. But anyway,
that's probably
be on the lookout for maniacalmenace.com or something like that.
It's there. That's a definite. That's my website.
Oh, okay.
maniacalmenace.com. Check it out.
Do you update it?
I try.
Okay.
I mean, I pay for it, so fuck. I might as well keep up with it. We'll
discuss that.
Yeah, it's hard.
Thank you for listening. Like I said, share the show with a friend, and
please,
because that helps us out. If you want to, you can go leave comments and 5-star ratings on Stitcher, iTunes. All that's all good. But if you enjoy the show, you're better off showing it to a friend. Tell them, hey, go check this out.
Instagram, Facebook, we all are there.
Yeah, so. All right, so keep it metal.
Keep it metal.
All right.
Yeah.
Wu-Tang.
Woo out. Hey, some shit like that.
so G.